Good morning and welcome back to a very foggy morning on top of Hawley Hill. Today just walking the dogs, and I'm also doing some product testing for a couple of items I'm going to review. First one is this jacket, which is the padded jacket from Asda. I think it's a bit of a competitor for the Decathlon down jacket, and this thing's only £23, and I've got to admit, so far I'm pretty impressed with it. When I did the kind of comparison testing of it, I actually wore them both on the same day, on the same walk, with a thermometer underneath. And this one was just a little bit warmer. And bearing in mind, it's £23. It's an absolute bargain. But I won't give you all the details on this jacket because that's going to be for an actual review video that I'm going to do later on the main channel. So you'll have to kind of go over there to see that one when it's ready. Later on today, I will be doing the Decathlon down review properly. I'll get that out of the channel as soon as I can. I'm also testing these, which are a little bit of a Christmas present, and these are the Combat Gloves Mark II. And I've wanted a pair of these for a while. I was lucky enough to get them for Christmas. Absolutely fantastic gloves so far. They're waterproof, premium leather, and they're quite cheap as well. So again, that fits with my mantra of always looking for value, but getting good practical gear. So far, very impressed. And I don't know about you, but I am a sucker for value. Not so much just downright cheap, but actually good price to quality ratio. And it's no surprise then that a lot of the stuff I review and a lot of stuff I own is military surplus, because some military surplus stuff is fantastic value. Now, it has a bit of a reputation for being kind of good, robust kit, but generally a little bit heavier and not quite as good as the civilian stuff. But quite often, or in some cases anyway, that's actually not the case. And it is actually as good, or even not better, than what you can get in the civilian market, particularly at that price point. Now, one example of that is the Defender boots from Altberg. And you can pick these up, brand new, ex-surplus stuff. It's new but unissued, if that makes sense. And I've seen them for like £90 to £100 brand new. While if you go for the Warriors, which are the Altberg civilian version of the boot, they're like £220. And they're not quite the same. People think they're identical. They're a little bit different in the fit, because the Warriors come in 5 different width fittings, and you can get them in half sizes. But the Defenders only come in whole sizes, and it's a slightly different shape. It's kind of narrower at the heel, slightly broad at the forefoot. That's the word I'm looking for. Not hugely so, but it is definitely a different shape. I own both, and you can see the difference. It's also slightly different in the lacing system. But if you can live with that compromise, if that compromise works for you, i.e. if it fits your feet, then it's fantastic value, because the quality is exactly the same. It's the same leather, it's the same design, it looks the same, it's probably made in the same factory. So I would highly recommend Defender boots. I think they're a great value item. Another fantastic value item are gloves. Like, I've got these ones. Now I've had this is the GT Mark II, sorry. I've had the Mark 1 as well for a number of years, about over a decade in fact. And they are good quality boots. They've lasted me ages. But I wanted a pair that was waterproof. So I got these. Because these have a waterproof lining. They are just as good quality, if not better actually. And obviously the brown as well, nice fit. And the padded, so they're slightly warmer than the other ones. So a great glove there as well. Now, another item I think is fantastic value is some of the rucksacks you can have. And I think all the rucksacks are generally good. They're quite functional, they're quite basic, they don't have a lot of the same features. But generally all military rucksacks are gonna last, and they are good kit. But that one in particular I absolutely love is the Dutch Hyena. The Daysack I did a review on back in the summer. That is a fantastic bag, and for 50 quid, you can't go wrong with that. That's gonna last me for years. And I do tend to use mine a lot. I get a lot of use out of them. So, well worth the money. And I think, the outdoor industry as a whole, they do like to try and sell you something more expensive than it needs to be. They try and add little features that you don't need. they do try and market things. And actually, it's not about the kit that you have and wearing the right brand. It's actually about getting outdoors in this and enjoying it. And as long as you've got the kit to be safe, the kit to stay warm, and you don't look like a complete div, then yeah, why not? You know, just use whatever you can. It's all about being out here, and that's one of the things I love about the outdoors. Is it's there for everybody, and it's also why I like Decathlon kit as well. I know it sounds like I'm a bit of a brand ambassador, because I'm certainly not. They give me no money at all, but Decathlon have this motto which is sport for all, and I think they live up to that. I think that's really true, and it's important to me. Like when I was really big, I was 17 stone at my largest, I could still get outdoor kit that would fit me. A lot of brands just didn't do that, and I was really appreciative of that, and I still am. Also, yeah, the pricing is fantastic. It is at a good price for everybody, and people can afford it. Sorry, my dogs are going nuts there. Apologies for that. I am on the dog's walk, so they're allowed to make noise. I'm here for them, if that makes sense. Where was I? Sport for all. Yeah, so I think Decathlon do a really good job of that. They do make the outdoors accessible for everybody, not just with the sizing, but with the kind of price of their kit, because they do some really good kit, and I think is a very reasonable price. So I'm a huge fan of Decathlon, and I'm glad that I was able to buy clothes for this kind of outdoor stuff, even when I was, you know, a really big size. I was like sort of 17 stone. I'm 5'6" and 5'6" and a half, 17 stone. I was a big guy. So yeah, I think that things like that are really important, and that's why I love being outdoors, because it is available to everybody. It doesn't matter how much money you've got. It doesn't matter, you know, what kind of your political beliefs are, what your gender is, or what your kind of sexual orientation is. It doesn't matter at all. Everyone can get out here, and everybody can enjoy it, as long as obviously you're fit enough and able to get out. Even when you're not particularly fit, there are still places you can go. There are wheelchair accessible places. Obviously that's a little bit harder and you can't experience it as much, but that's not the environment discriminating. It's just your physical ability to get out. So yeah, look after yourselves, make sure you can continue to enjoy this. And talking about being accessible for everybody, it feels like everybody is out today. It's that week, you know, where it's kind of just after Christmas, before New Year. I think most people are off work, and it feels like the whole world and his dog, literally the whole world and his dog, is out here kind of in the woods today. It's just people everywhere, usually in groups of 4 or 5 with 2 or 3 dogs. My 2 dogs love it, they get on with everybody. But it's going to make filming the video later on a little bit interesting. I'll have to try and find a quiet spot. I'll probably go to my usual little quiet spot because it's out of the way. Other than the planes flying overhead, because it's directly under the flight path from the nearby sort of recreational airport, it's generally out of the way of most people. So I should probably go there later on to try and do my video. But other than that, I'm going to put my camera down, enjoy the rest of the walk with my 2 dogs, and hopefully I'll see you next time.